Bonaduce, life coach. Danny Bonaduce.
It is time to call or email Danny Bonaduce, life coach. You can call me at 1-800-252-1025. You can email me at lifecoach@KZOK.com. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Let's start and talk to John in Tacoma. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking. What can I do for you this morning?
I got a problem with spending.
All right.
So I got like thousands and thousands saved, but I have trouble spending my money.
Now, a lot of people out there might be thinking, well, this guy doesn't have a problem. He saved up thousands and thousands. But here's what's I'm going through something like this myself, John. They started playing that commercial on TV. I forget the product, but are you going to outlive your savings? And the fact of the matter is, yeah, I do think I'm going to outlive my savings. So let me ask you a couple of questions there, John. What started you saving so much? Because most people, when they're young, don't save.
I just find comfort in saving for the future.
That's not a bad thing at all. That's why you save, is to find comfort in the future. Why do you think this is a problem?
Because I could die tomorrow.
Right. No, I believe you. I think that I see your problem. I'm not sure that it is a problem. I think what you're having is some kind of, if I say mental problem, that sounds way more difficult than I think it is. But you're afraid that if you start spending, you're going to run out. Is that correct?
Possibly, yeah.
All right, let's take the chance of you getting killed tomorrow or anything like that off the table. If that's going to happen, that's going to happen. Let's just call that one God's will or something like that. But you might want to start doing some math at what you can afford, because I'm going through this with my wife right now. I promise you, John. I'm talking to my wife all the time. I want to see our life savings almost every day and figure out what we're cool to save. And it is a problem. And I do, I'm 55 now. I want to spend some of this money, but it is really scary. So the wife and I have started doing mathematical equations, looking at it, figuring out how long it'll last me at this, kind of lifestyle. And then if I have enough, then we spend some. That's what you should do, John, is you should get, get yourself a little notebook and figure this stuff out, because you can afford to save something. Do you still have an income?
Yeah.
All right, you definitely need to do this, because you're absolutely right.
Is there like a buyer's remorse type thing that you go through when you actually spend your money?
In reverse, because he has remorse that he's not buying anything. That's exactly right. Okay. But you need to go out and spend some of this money, but I don't want you to be all nervous about it. So do what I do and figure out if you've got the money to make a certain kind of purchase. And I'll bet you've got enough money, and I'm not recommending this purchase, but if you go out right now and buy a mid-range car cash right now, do you have that kind of cash?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saving an awful lot. And do you have an IRA apartment? Do you have a 401k plan?
Oh, I got everything, guy.
Wow.
Take a vacation, John.
Not only should you take a vacation, you should think about taking me with you. It's funny. I think if you tell a lot of people that this is a problem, they'll say you don't have a problem, but I get it. He's afraid to spend, and that has come from a point when it maybe was smart. He had to save, but it's gone too far now, and he's got himself, in some kind of... how does that work? Not a hypnosis. He's got himself a kind of phobia against spending your own money. Do a mathematical equation, find out you've got it, and go and buy something not too crazy. Don't go and buy a new car cash money. There's no reason to do that right now unless you need one. But figure out what you can afford to spend and go live a little, my man, because you'll be sorry, John, if you don't. So you called the life coach, and I'm going to give you that's my answer right now. Figure out so you're not in danger, and then go live a little. Good luck, John.
If you've got a question for the life coach, today would be a great day to call 800-252-1025. Remember, you can change your name. A lot of people say they're embarrassed about calling, but you don't need to when you say your name is Becky.
No, and when I'll tell you, a guy calls up and says, I've got money and I can't spend it. A lot of people say that's not a problem. I know exactly what the guy's feeling. You don't want to go through your whole life to end up broke.
If you've got a question, you can also email lifecoach@KZOK.com. Becky in Seattle has sent an email. I prefer to live life my own way, make my own decisions, do what I want, when I want. My last serious relationship ended in 2008. I've dated since then, but ultimately I don't allow relationships to get too serious because I don't want to have to deal with anybody in the long term. I'm not interested in marriage, kids, or even living together. The people that I date tell me I need a therapist because I push people away. I've decided to move to another state, and the person I've been dating is really upset. Do you think I have a problem? Do you think I need to seek professional assistance?
Well, I'm a big fan of professional assistance, by the way. And I do, as I'm hearing this from Sarah. I'm starting to think shenanigans when you were only about halfway through it. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want marriage. I don't want friends. I don't want to paint my house blue. I don't want anything from you. And I don't believe that's true. I don't know what part of it is untrue, not all of it. But I think some of that is untrue, that you do want things and you do want a person in your life. And I think often you push people away because you want to push them away before they push you first. So I do think you could benefit from a little professional help. But first of all, look at it. If you look at the email that you sent me, if you kept that and read it to yourself again, you're going to go, hey, man, this is a girl that has real difficulties being close to people. And you'll benefit from professional help, and I think you will, you should go get it. But the people who say, this is a thing, Becky, you're doing something odd here, and you could use a little help on this, say you're right and seek out the answers on this, because I believe you're pushing people away who really care about you.
If you've got a question for the life coach, 800-252-1025. Jordan in Stanwood, you're on with Danny.
Hey, Jordan.
Good morning, Danny.
Morning, buddy.
I'm a little nervous. Didn't think I'd be so nervous. So I got an older brother who's in and out of jail, in and out of drugs, real hard drugs, and he's got a daughter I'm helping take care of. It's just become a problem, and I don't know how to get out of it or help him out.
Well, I'm assuming that he's been through rehab already.
No, he's never actually gone into a facility for that.
Well, I think there's your first part of your problem is you got to, and if he gives you a problem about, I don't want to go into it, I don't need it, let him know he needs it for his kid. He's got a daughter that is already seeking help from another relative. That's one of the worst signs that you're taking your drugs and your alcohol too far, that you need other relatives to take care of your kids. So I think you need to, not when I say hit him in the face, that sounds bad because it sounds like my brothers would do exactly that. But you can let him know that does he know you're helping to take care of his kid?
Yeah, he knows. I mean, we sat down and talked quite a few times over this, and he says he can't do it for him. He hasn't been able to do it for his daughter. He just doesn't know how to get out of it. He's stuck and needs help.
Well, the answer to all that, because you know what, drug addicts talk a great game, and I know that I did when I was on drugs and on alcohol. You'll just keep talking as long as nobody makes you do the hard work. I think your brother needs to go into rehab, and if not just for himself, for his daughter. You can only pull the freight of his life and mistakes for so long, Jordan, and then you're gonna get all upset soon and push him away, and none of that needs to happen. He needs to get into a drug rehab and for his daughter, because she's the one that's going to benefit most from daddy being sober and around. And second, followed by that, I guess your brother will benefit most, and then last is you not having to take care of somebody else's problems, because I'll bet that's not the first time in your life, Jordan, that people have come to you to take care of their problems. Am I right on that?
Dead on.
I knew I'd be dead right on that. You got to put a stop to that. I know everybody's coming to Jordan because he's got all the answers. Well, it's time to look forward to look and take care of you, Jordan. So get your brother into rehab. And if you can take care of the daughter until he gets out and things like that, that'd be great. But then pretty soon, and coming up very soon, Jordan, you got to take care of Jordan first, because you add a lot. You know, all the things you do to take care of people. You're probably a really good employee. You're probably a really good brother. Well, obviously, you're a good brother. I think the thing to do is to take care of Jordan. And the way to take care of Jordan right now is get your brother into rehab. Good luck, Jordan. I appreciate the call.
We've got time for more questions for Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach, at 800-252-1025, or email lifecoach@kzok.com. We've got a question from Danny in Philadelphia.
What up, Danny?
He sent an email saying, I worked for a company for 4 years. They fired me after I found some money, $60, in the vending machine area and didn't turn it in till lost and found. My fault. It's done. But unemployment was uncontested by the company and still declined by the state. While filing online, I said the reason for violating the lost and found rule was stupidity. How do you think I can appeal this and get unemployment compensation?
Well, that's a great question. I think you do need unemployment compensation. Everybody's living so close to the vest. Remember, we had a caller right now who's afraid to spend his money?
Yeah.
This is exactly why. You know, everything's going along great until one day, boom, that's it. And you're living so close to the vest with your savings, you need to get your unemployment. Well, there's a couple of things. There's it's not called an argument line, a grievance line with the Unemployment Bureau. I would get in touch with those people at first, see what the correct answers are. And by the way, it's not their job to block you. You'll be surprised that it's not their job to make sure you don't get benefits. It's their job to deal with you as an American citizen. You've paid. That's your money. A lot of people forget that. It's unemployment insurance. You've paid it already in your paycheck. They take it out. That's your money. And I want you to get it. I can see why it's going to get difficult for you, but it's not insurmountable, my friend. Go to the grievance line, find out what the answers are that they want, make the correct answers. You know, at your job, your old job, they're not going to benefit from stonewalling you here. Ask them for some, have them answer some questions. Maybe very possibly you have to write out a one sheet on this, but I think it's not such a great crime, my friend. And you've admitted to it. Your fault. I believe if you go to the grievance line, that will turn you on to the right people, you will get your unemployment benefits.
All right. We've got an email here. By the way, it's lifecoach@KZOK.com. Roger in Federal Way has sent an email to the Life Coach.
Okay, Roger.
I would like to quit smoking.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend who quit by locking himself in a room with a bunch of booze and drinking and smoking so much over a weekend. He woke up feeling so bad, he vowed to do neither again. It worked for him. That seems a little bit harsh to me. What do you think I could do to quit smoking?
Well, I think it's Roger. Is it Roger?
Roger in Federal Way.
I think Roger in Federal Way. That's the kind of the premise, if you will, behind what's the name of that?
The
Schick Shadle. They do
aversion therapy.
Aversion therapy. It's a much more safer and controlled version than what your buddy did. Your buddy sounds like he's lucky to be alive today. But they do that there, and do we know their number offhand? Schick Shadle. See if you can get it for you. I tell Roger what's up.
1-800-CRAVING.
See how fast I had it? 1-800-CRAVING. That's what they do there. And I've never gone through it, but my dad went through it for cigarettes. And their advertising back then, 40 years ago, whatever it was out, give us 5 days and you'll never smoke again. And this cannot happen. This guy's smoking 3 packs a day and he's a lunatic. After 2 days, he wasn't smoking anymore. He went back for the final 3 days. So, yeah, I got to go with Schick Shadle. Seems like a really interesting way to go on this. And if not, then I'm going to recommend the gum. A lot of people love the gum, although all of those things are expensive. Because some people with the nicotine gum don't ever quit. They just continue to have nicotine gum in their mouth, which beats cigarettes, but they're not free. And the patches, which I used for a while, also worked really well, but none of this stuff is free. So if you want to go the way your friend went, I'm going to say Schick Shadle. If not, I highly recommend the Nicorette gum and the Nicorette patches. And they also have versions of that that cost a little less. But either way, they cost, but they don't cost as much as a new long. If you can quit smoking, take it. That's all the time we have right now for Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. I appreciate your phone calls and your emails. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men.